Well, we finally done it. We've hit quadruple digits in a Binding of Isaac series. I figured why not do something a little out of the norm. You know, of course, my inclination originally was like, you know, it'd be, let's just do a normal episode. But then I thought, no, be sentimental. Kill that inner Ebenezer Scrooge. Why don't we try something? There were many good options, by the way. Many good suggestions. Some people were like, wouldn't it be cool if you did the basement seed? No! No, it wouldn't. I apologize if that hurts your feelings. But I've done it. And the basement seed is just an exercise in tedium. Some people were like, what if you went back to play The Binding of Isaac, Wrath of the Lamb, the game that started it all? And I said, you know what, that sounds like a great idea. Let me give you the briefest history. I have not played Flash Binding of Isaac, as it's known, since, like, October of 2014? You know, just maybe November? Just before Rebirth came out, really. Like, it's kind of absurd to me, but it's been at least 4-ish years at this point. Eternal Edition came out, I think, in the like January of 2015 or 2016. I remember I was out of the country, and then, you know, I don't want this to sound too rude, but people were like, are you gonna play Eternal Edition when it comes out? And I was like, I don't know, maybe. And then it came out, and people were like, don't play it. It's too hard and maybe a little tedious. Anyway, I figured, you know, why not? At this, the anniversary of 1,000 episodes. I mean, it's really like 3,400 episodes, to be honest. Like, just because none of the other ones have hit 1,000, you know, they hit like 980 or something like that. So we're way up there, but you know, we finally hit the number. Let's have a good time together. So, like, this is very strange for me. I'll admit, because I have... Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, I have like 430 hours in The Binding of Isaac, and that seemed like a lot of time. I have 2,800 or 3,000 in Rebirth, so this is like, we're way back here. I mean, obviously we should switch hard mode on. It's like returning to like an old apartment. Like, I lived my life in this game, but now it seems so strange to me. Now, I'll just... Oh my god, dude. What happened? I'm kind of losing my mind for a couple of reasons. I want to point a couple of things out. And this is not my intention here. Oh, Lord. Is not to insult, you know, the game at all. But really just to say how far we've come. I remember, like, the first time... Oh my word. Oh my god. The first time I looked at Rebirth, I remember feeling like I didn't realize how far the game could go. Like, from playing just vanilla, aka this, Binding of Isaac, as much as I had, I forgot you can't move when you pick things up. Full health, okay, fantastic. I thought that this looked basically as good as it conceivably could look. Now that I'm playing it, I'm like, oh my god. At the time, maybe a little bit of a different story, but... And by the way, these enemies, I want to point out we're on Eternal Edition, which is not necessarily the only reason I'm getting hit over and over here. But, you know, these enemies are harder. Okay, let's re-roll that. Brother Bobby, long time no see. This is like going back to the early episodes of The Simpsons, you know, where, like, Homer has a different voice actor and they're all drawn differently. Like, it just feels like... It feels wrong. Like, something's gone wrong. Like, I'm in some kind of Berenstein Bears Bizarro universe. Where Rebirth never came out. Even, like, just the frame rate's kind of getting me a little bit here. Okay, famine. I know how to fight these guys. You know, this is like when you have a dream about real life, and you assume that, you know, it's real just because your actual, like, judgment skills don't exist when you're asleep. I totally forgot about that sound effect. I'm just confused. My brain is like, this is not real. And it's freaking me out. And I gotta admit, it would be really nice for me to succeed in this episode. If I could beat the game, I would at least feel like I haven't lost all of my Flash Isaac skills. But, you know, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Run for your life. Also, there's weird stuff about Flash Isaac. Oh my god, the cube of meat is so fast! There's weird stuff about Flash Isaac you may have forgotten about. I know I have, and probably more than I'm gonna even mention here. Did those exist? I don't know if those existed previously. One thing that's weird about Flash Isaac is that at least... Oh, my deal with the Devil's Chance. Prior to Eternal Edition, you actually... Full health question mark. Okay. Prior to Eternal Edition, you could have hearts off the screen. He's gonna be real quick. Oh, not as quick as I thought. So you could actually, like, if you're a recent convert to the Binding of Isaac, maybe you didn't play Flash Isaac, one of the viable strats used to be just having so many hearts that you couldn't even see them. You know, you would have over 12 hearts and spirit hearts, and basically, you know, you take 6 hits on the final boss fight and you still wouldn't be able to see the limit of your health bar. Those were the days, dude. I remember there were discussions, debates, and arguments. Yo. About whether or not, like, it was a good design choice to not allow you to have hearts off the screen anymore. I think with the benefit of hindsight, we would all probably agree. It's a change for the better to not allow you to stack up unlimited HP. But we were using the same arguments back then that we use, like, now for different things whenever there's a nerf. We'd be like, well, the point of Isaac isn't to be hard, the point is to have fun. Well, yeah, but I don't know. It wasn't that fun, maybe, to just pick up Book of Revelations and be unkillable. But now I'm arguing with myself. The Magnet. I will re-roll that. I don't think this is going particularly well so far. I will say there's a little nostalgia going on right now. Like, genuinely, a little nostalgia. What are you? Holy crap. Like, the music, it's been forever since I've heard it. The map, like the logos on the map, it's been forever since I've seen them. I'll admit the first time, you know, on floor 1 when I saw one of those crowns, just now, it gave me like the same feeling that it gave me back in 2012. 2013, I'm playing Isaac and I'm going, there's the item room. It's like a dopamine release. We have come a long way, though. You know, again... Isaac was groundbreaking, dude, to some extent. Like, what you're watching right now, and I probably don't need to tell you, what you're watching right now ushered in the modern era of the roguelike. It really did. Nobody knew back then. Okay, it does still work. Nobody knew back then. We were just like, oh, it's a cool game where every run's a little bit different. But, you know, as a result of what you're witnessing right now, you know, I'm not going to say Spelunky exists because of that, because that's anachronistic, but, you know, a lot of it, what you've been playing over the past few years probably doesn't exist if this game doesn't come out and is a huge success. It's wild to think. It's come a long way. I'm admittedly... Oh, let's go. Red tears, right? No? Okay. Well, see you later. Admittedly, I'm a little bit like, I'm trying to be sentimental. And I think it's just kind of bowling me over. It's like a, you know, the Bare Naked Ladies song, The Old Apartment? Me neither. But it's kind of like that, you know? I made the analogy earlier, but it's like going to a place where you used to live and being like, I got a lot of memories there, but also I don't recognize anything. It's very strange. I also have a little bit of a chip on my shoulder because I want to win, and I heard Eternal Edition was very difficult. I can't remember why. Maybe some of the changes have been nerfed. There's eternal enemies, so yes, I've noticed that. obviously. Dude, the judgment. Everything's just, it's the same, but it's slightly different. Even just like the audio compression is freaking me out. But you know what's freaking me out the most is that the orbital spins so freaking quickly. It's, oh, there's creep there. Okay, my bad. You know what? Let's just use this. Thank you. It's making it so hard to use the orbital. I've been living, I didn't even realize how good I had it with this cushy orbital existence. I swear to you, by the way, some of these enemies didn't exist the last time I played Isaac. They exist in Rebirth and Afterbirth, but I don't think these were originally in the game. When I played the game, there were speed ups, tears up, HP upgrades, that's it. When Deals with the Devil got added, people went, what is this new technology? I don't understand. I remember reading a Rock, Paper, Shotgun article in like November of 2011, and it was like, did you know that in Isaac, the Deals with the Devil are not just luck, they're based on your performance from the previous floor? And me and everybody in the comments went, what? What are you talking about, man? Let's re-roll it into itself. Okay, fantastic. It blew my mind at the time to find out that they were not just based on random chance. Instead, they were based on your performance on the previous floor. And I mean, you don't need me to give the way that data is derived, I hope, at this point in our existence. You know what? I am gonna lower the volume on the game just a little bit. I feel like I'm kind of shouting over it, so if you'll give me a moment. Hilariously, in order to do that, I have to put my overlay up. And it's another sign of the times. It's a little inside baseball, but I have to use display capture to capture the game, which basically means I have to capture my whole monitor. Again, a blast from the past. Every modern game engine produces a game that runs in its own kind of self-contained window, and it can be hooked into for video capture purposes. Not so for this. Excuse me, sir. He doesn't get hit by his own bombs. Anarchist Cookbook, that's a cruel joke. Even just the frame rate is freaking me out. Like, I'm sure it's weird. Back in the day, didn't even notice, right? But do you remember the first time I played Rebirth, there were so many things where I was like, my mind is being blown right now. One was the smooth frame rate. People, it's hard to remember, but if you go back and look at like early screenshots of Rebirth, people were very not down with the visual style. You can find a lot of debates online. People actually thought this looked better than the game looks now. And I realize there is a certain inherent bias that I have because I've played so much Rebirth now that I'm like, this is the way it should be. But I admit that there's a certain charm here, but everything also looks very, very flat. Some of the icons I actually like, though. Like, I thought the miter looked kind of cool there. Oh man, 13 minutes on the caves too. We're never gonna make boss rush. It doesn't exist. I also, for real, I've forgotten. It still works. I've forgotten how far the game goes. And that's something that probably shouldn't happen after 400 hours of gameplay. Just pick up the 9-volt there. But I'm being legitimate with you. There were bosses added for Rebirth. I just don't remember which ones they are. You know, certainly you go all the way to Mom's Heart. Do you go all the way? Is there a chest? Is there a cathedral? I don't know. It's been almost 5 years. Can I say something perhaps mildly controversial about the cube of meat? I actually am kind of digging the fact that cube of meat rotates faster. It makes it way less useful as an offensive item, which I'm not, you know, I've only used it for like 2 minutes here, but I feel like may well be a positive change. It also seems to do way less damage. Now, I don't like that. Invincibility period is way smaller as well. The fact that it rotates faster and can't just be used to body every single enemy, kind of nice. Maybe enemies just have more HP in this. I'm telling you, dude, one day I'm gonna get a deal with the devil. It will happen. Curse of the Lost. Dude, curses were added. I'm freaking out. Definitely in Eternal Edition, some of the quality of life changes and content from Rebirth must have been added at some point, right? Okay, now, I've maintained a very positive tone so far. That's about to change once you deal with enemies who literally shoot a wave of shots that are unmissable. Like, how on earth are you supposed to dodge those? I guess you get a higher speed stat. Can I also say that this is a little bit, I am a fool. This is a little bit ancillary, or secondary, or tangential, whatever you want to say. What was I gonna say? Sorry, I'm still a little jet lagged as well. No, it's gone. I totally forgot. Oh, no, I remember. It's very strange to be playing without the HUD that actually tells you where your stats are. How many hundreds of episodes did I make where I'd have to go, okay, well, we got 3 swords, that's pretty good. Oh, I forgot about this part as well. There you go. I mean, I was still doing that. To be fair, they made the HUD mod, like, extremely early in the game's lifespan, I think, and then I just never used it. So there is that. Now, I do want to point out, not all games in 2011 look like this. I'm not even, again, this is... I'm wary about taking this tone like, wow, how stupid were we to play this back then? No, it's not like that. You know, this is the primordial ooze from whence the perfected version of Isaac came about. I'm being reverential, strange as it is. You know, when you look at a baby photo of yourself, you know, you don't go like, look at this ugly piece of crap. You go like, whoa, this is a weird looking dude, but eventually it became me. At least that's what I've been doing over the course of the past month while my mom's been sending me all these baby photos. Just to keep my sanity. But it's striking to, I mean, as part of the reason that I haven't gone back and played Flash Isaac is preserving a moment like this. Where I could go back and be like, wow, things have really, really changed. It's like a before and after photo. Okay, so now it's coming across as a little insulting, but... No, Isaac, it has a legacy is the thing. And, you know, I think it's unfair to go back and be like, you know, oh, look at this piece of garbage. Keep in mind this game was also like, you know, you can go listen to interviews with Ed. You know, he's like, I'm burned out from making Super Meat Boy. I'm gonna make a game that's only gonna take like 6 months. And then he made a game that took 6 months and it, you know, sold hundreds of thousands or perhaps even millions of copies, and then, you know, it was like, hey, well, let's, now that the game is popular, let's like try to do it maybe in a little bit more of a polished version, and thankfully that's what we got. It's just wild. Anyway, I mean, here's the thing. I don't want the... I've done 3,000 episodes of Isaac. I'm very wary about doing like a retrospective, because there's more to come. You know, Ed announced on Twitter the new DLC is probably about, you know, he said it was coming out in the first half of next year, so you're looking at probably, I don't know, anywhere from 4 to 8 months. Don't question my mathematics on that. I know you're like, 8 months from now is July. That's not the first half of the year. Congratulations. See me after class. Video games don't always come out, you know, when they say they're going to come out. Might be a year. Who knows? But, you know, there's more Isaac to come. This is not like a funeral dirge or something like that. This is not an Isaac milestone. This is a me milestone. Holy crap. I've recorded like 3,000 episodes of this friggin' game. That's insane. This, what you're witnessing now is like my life. I'm going back in a portal 7 years ago. For anybody who's never heard the story, which, you know, I don't know, at this point it could be a lot of people. But how did I start to come to play Isaac? Basically, I really liked Super Meat Boy, and then I read an interview and Ed was like, oh dude, Stigmata's good, right? Still no red tears. And Ed is like, hey, I'm working on this game called The Binding of Isaac. It's inspired by Zelda. And I went, well, okay. I might as well give it a try at least. Gave it a try and was like, hey, this could be cool for, you know, as much as 10 episodes. We have bad trip and full health. Dude, that's so lucky because I have been sucking it up. Literally, I remember making the thumbnail for episode 10 and being like, wow, that's a lot. Now I've made 3,000 thumbnails. Each thumbnail takes about 30 seconds. So that's like, I've spent 1,500 minutes, maybe. I'm ballparking rough number of episodes, but 1,500 minutes making Isaac thumbnails. Oh my god, that's like 30 hours. Well, 25 hours. Just incrementing the number. Oh my god, you're so much smaller than your future selves. Right, creep, I see. By the way, I have no idea if this run's good or bad. I'm gonna level with you. It seems kind of good. We're killing enemies in not an unreasonable time frame. Certainly it's no, you know, brimstone level, but still. Was that a homing shot? Sorry to tell you, it's a different shade of purple. You are incorrect. We are probably going... My god. We're probably going to lose our deal with the devil chance, but I'm giving it my all here. Hey, cool it, buddy. Oh my god, the homing shot. Just focus for like a minute here. You might be able to make it. It's just Gish, dude. Gish hasn't changed. Actually, maybe true. I don't want to step on the creep just in case, but I'm gonna level with you. I think it's harder to dodge just based on the frame rate. All of a sudden, by the way, I'm not feeling like my run is as strong as it used to be now that I'm watching this health bar. But if I remember correctly, don't the health bars in Flash Isaac kind of lie to you? They're like not proportional necessarily. Anyway, where was I going with this? It doesn't matter. All I'm saying is, you know, people wanted something special for episode 1000. I'm happy to provide it. This has been a nice little variety here, but simultaneously, you know, don't worry too much about, you know, if it's not as special as you want. This is not a series finale for Isaac. This is, I'm uncomfortable with this kind of idea because it's a celebration of me, really, at this point. And I'm not good at, you know, receiving gifts. I'm not good at, you know, accepting accolades and honors and stuff like that. Dude, I did not even realize, thank God they fixed this Gish fight. My word. The flashing creep is just a nightmare. Hello, old Krampus. With Krampus's head potentially having a 3-room charge? How fitting. Also, how fitting that our first deal with the devil in 5 years is a Krampus fight. Dude's always showing up when you least expect him. No, I refuse. It's a lump of coal. You know what? Let's re-roll it. I remember that as well. Why re-roll it? It's not that it's bad. It's just that I wanted to see something cooler, okay? I forgot what I was saying. And, oh, that's an Eternal Edition thing. Is sometimes you re-roll an item and it disappears. Florian, I'm going to bat for you here. Why on earth? What? Look, I'm not a game designer. It just seems like a very unsatisfying way to balance difficulty. It does make it harder. That's objective. I can't disagree with that. But, like that, kind of a slap in the face. I'm just looking out for you here. I want this game to be a success, and I'm just worried we're inhibiting its true potential to inspire, you know, myriad copycats in the future. Anyway. Keep it up, boys. It looks like, based on the map that we saw in between levels, the virus It used to be horrible. So I'm gonna re-roll it. Sack dagger. Excuse me, why are you oriented vertically instead of horizontally? It's like you don't even know who you are. It does do a bunch of damage. Oh, thank you, Miter. Dude, we're totally gonna win. Anyway, what I was gonna say is it looks like it only goes to Mom's Heart. If it only goes to Mom's Heart, I think we're in a great spot. Excuse me, Mom voice actor. Excuse me, taking damage when you walked into the foot? I am a fool. There goes my deal with the devil chance. It's alright. These full health pills, they're really, dare I suggest, in true 2011 parlance, they're really being bros about it. So many little things you pick up that have changed game to game. Like even that, you know, I'm trying not to take damage, but you're a little floatier in this than you are in Rebirth. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but, you know, in Rebirth, I know how fast I need to move to be able to stop, you know, in a specific spot more or less. No matter how bad I am, you'd probably agree. Oh, Eternal Mom. The Polaroid, right? I remember now. It used to be a trinket. What a strange world. That's a lot of fun. We have fun. If we end up leaving this video and being like, hey, you know, this is a great game from the past, that's good. But I still am gonna say, and you know, this is also my first foray into the Eternal Edition. I don't know if they should have made it so that when you reroll items, they have a chance to disappear. That strikes me as petty is not the word that maybe makes any sense to use, but it does strike me as a little bit unsatisfying, to say the least. I remember there's a lot of fervor. Hey. When Eternal Edition came out, people were a little mad about that decision specifically, I should say. So, I'm falling victim to a rebirth trap, which is using my orbitals to deal a bunch of damage. That's leading to me taking way too many hits. I will say, you know, I'm wary about learning this much from one data point, but this does feel like more of a classic Isaac run from what I remember, where, like, instead of sacrificing all of your HP to deals with the devil, the meta was like, just get HP that, you know, stretches as far as you can conceivably imagine, and then if you get hit, you're good. Also, another very viable strategy, apparently, is just have amazing full health and bad trip pills be the only pills that ever show up, so that no matter how much damage you take by being an idiot and using your orbitals too aggressively, you're still going to be set when it comes to health. So I think we've really just gotten carried. By the way, please shut up. Not in the comments, you guys are golden. I'm talking about wow, 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 wow. I feel like the floors are a little smaller as well. Hey, what are you doing? That's too many jumps. So I'm excited, you know, it is a moment for reflection. But, you know, I don't like arbitrary milestones that much. I've said the same, you know, when I did, like, the basement seed to celebrate subscriber milestone. It's like, you know, I'm a pretty... I don't ever want attention, as weird as that sounds. It makes it tough for me to do this job, sometimes, because you kind of, to survive, you have to have attention. And I would never want to, like, make it about me. But it's just amazing mathematically. Like, what's funny about this is that we're doing a 1,000 video milestone celebration. Probably, I don't know, 2,200 videos late if you want to be, it's the bloat. If you want to be mathematical about it, like literally, you just jumped straight up. Excuse me? Oh, now you moved. I mean, with full health, we shouldn't die. Just be cool. Like, if there's anything... If you want to make just a one-liner... Oh, he was Little Gish. That's why he didn't move. If you want to make a one-liner about Northernlion's Binding of Isaac series, I can make it for you, okay? I'll make the joke for you. Because it's very simple. The joke is... NL's made so many Isaac episodes that he did his 1,000 video milestone after video 3,000. Okay, maybe the joke actually sucks. I'm sorry. The Joker. Well. Oh, right. When you remember the days where if you Joker carded, it took you out to the middle of the spawn room for some reason? Not this, I guess, that much less arbitrary than just spinning you out in the last room, but... Anyway, this could be the final floor. There's an obvious sort of thing that has to be said, and that's, you know, thank you for sticking around as well. You know, there wouldn't be 1,000 episodes or 3,000 episodes if people didn't watch them. So I appreciate that. Even still, to this day, it's probably a little, it's closer than it's ever been. But the majority of people who, you know, whether it's at a convention or just out on the street, they say like, hey, I watch your videos, is still almost, it's a surprise to me if they don't say they at least started watching from the Isaac series. Now there are a lot more people are like, hey, I watch you on the NLSS. And it's flattering. So in like, you know, 7 years, I have 2 successful series. I appreciate that. I think, I might be wrong, but I think Tammy's head kind of used to be garbage. Not sure. Hold on. Just be smart here. You can't afford to throw your life away, especially before mom's heart. That could actually be difficult. So, genuinely, you know, it's a mutually beneficial relationship. You know, people say, you know, I couldn't get to sleep without your episodes. Well, you know, fair enough. I couldn't eat without you watching them. So, you know, we both got a little biological, symbiotic relationship happening here. So, you know, you stick around, I'll stick around as well. I've never seen an enemy shoot like that before. So I think we might die. It's not really like, you know, about that. It's not what this video is about, but I'd still prefer to live, if possible. Unfortunately, I am now realizing a certain criticism of Eternal Edition that a lot of people mention, which is enemies having way too much HP. And that definitely strikes me as being valid at the present moment. Okay, an attempt was made. Then I get killed by a bomb. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. It ended a little bit more muted than I would have expected, but that's live content, baby. Anything could happen. We'll be back with more Rebirth, Afterbirth, Anti-Birth. Not Anti-Birth. Afterbirth Plus. There's too many births, you know? Don't take that out of context. In our next episode, I hope you enjoyed our little revisitation here, a little spectacular nostalgia trip. If you did, click the like button, helps out a great deal. If you didn't, hey, you get 999 more of the same coming up soon. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Northernlion to be notified when I go live in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya!